Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This is going to be an interesting reading because it will be about Diddy, Cassie, and Young Miami. So I'm just going to be picking up all of their energies first, and then I'm going to start asking questions because they've been in the news lately. So let me see, what is currently going on with Diddy? What is happening with him? What can we see regarding him? So let's see, what can we see? Well, this is interesting, right? I'm getting a vibe of narcissism. I'm definitely getting a vibe of narcissism. Not just that, he's trying to be seen, he's trying to be heard. You know what I mean? I know this is the body and this relates to fitness. But what I'm getting is he's trying to put himself in the forefront. You know what I mean? He's definitely trying to catch some attention, you know, because usually when you're trying to be like fit and shit, is because you want attention. It is what it is. Let's look further. What else is going on with him? So currently he just wants some attention. Again, with this benevolent bull, it's all about his sort of like resources. You know what I mean? This is definitely a money operation. What comes to mind is that this guy has been in the industry for a long while now, right? So he knows that bad publicity is basically like good publicity. Good publicity, it goes hand in hand with bad publicity. So for him, this is all about resources. This is all about abundance. The bull relates to abundance. So this is why he's like trying to be like in the news and shit. You know what I mean? Making songs about that female Cassie and all of that. This brave bat, though, what I'm getting, because this is a interesting energy, at the same time, he is trying to catch someone's attention. You know what I mean? I know I say someone, but it's actually Cassie. He's definitely trying to catch her attention. You know what I mean? He's trying to do it low-key because bats operate in the shadows. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like he's not really being upfront, like, yo, I want to talk to you. But what he's doing is kind of just like some behind the scenes shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like he's like, okay, I know this is going to get your attention. So like, hey, talk to me. Like, you know what I mean? He definitely wants a dialogue. What this dignified dragon is showing me is very deep energies. Because for me, dragons relate to organizations, big organizations, you know what I mean? Big industries. So what's being shown to me is that this is definitely part of the whole Hollywood situation, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about like no weird conspiracy shit. I'm just talking about as far as being relevant, as far as pushing product. You know, this is definitely about product in the industry. So a lot of this, I mean, as far as like him being in the news and him making a song about her, it's really about attention. It's about money. And it's kind of funny, but I'm getting a vibe like it's like part of his contract sort of shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he wants to talk to her. But again, it's more business than anything else as far as what I'm seeing. Let's see what this deck shows. This Knight of Swords, it is shit bothering him at the same time though, right? Because the Knight of Swords, it speaks to someone that's like confident, you know what I mean? Someone that's trying to execute their plans. But if you look at this beast right here, right? It definitely relates to his lower nature. Something is bothering him, you know what I mean? Not just that, it is keeping him from moving on. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like this issue that's bothering him has dropped his guard. You know what I mean? Not just that, he's really not using his mind with the sword. He's acting a little bit like an airhead. You know what I mean? And he's letting sort of like his lower nature get the best of him. And it's also an energy of trauma and fear. Let me look deeper into that. What can that be about? Tradition. This is really funny actually, because intuitively I was picking up all sorts of shit, but I wanted the cards to come out, and the card definitely came out. This is a traditional vibe. This is the sort of vibe of like, he feels like he's been with that Cassie lady for a long time. You know, I heard that they've been together for 10 or 11 years. So it's kind of just like he doesn't necessarily see her as a person. He sees her as a sort of, what would you call it? He sees her as almost as a possession. You know, it's that old-fashioned belief. It's kind of just like, okay, I've been, you know, having intercourse with you. You know, we've been intimate. So it's kind of just like your mind sort of situation. I mean, it is what it is. So for him, that's what's bothering him. It's old-fashioned beliefs with this tradition. You know what I mean? Not just that, but I am kind of getting an energy of regret. There is an energy of regret here. You know what I mean? Because if you look at this image, you know, they're basically a couple. They're married and all of that. So it is an energy of regret. But to be honest, what's really bothering him is that sort of possession energy. He's like, yo, you're my possession. So, I mean, that's the energy he's currently in. Now then, I'm going to be looking into Cassie's energy. I want to see, like, what's going on with her. Like, what pops up. So, let's actually see what's going on with her energy. How does she feel about all this? You know, because she's just like, yo, I have my family. I have, like, my husband, all of that. She sees this situation as something she can exploit with this magician. You know what I mean? The magician, he doesn't let shit go to waste. The magician's all about using shit to craft his world. So she's just like, yo, how can I exploit this situation? Not just that, this 9 of coins, I'm getting a vibe. It's kind of just like, she doesn't necessarily need the attention. She doesn't need the drama. But at the same time, red speaks of energy. You know, Aries energy speaks of passion. You know, so she's just like, for her, this has sort of like energized her. You know what I mean? So she doesn't really have an issue with it. She doesn't have an issue with it at all. Let me look further with this deck. All right. The Hangman. This is a deep energy, right? This is really deep because intuitively, I'm picking up a lot of different energy. She's not satisfied with the current guy that she's with. I'm going to be real with you. She is not satisfied. You know what I mean? This is really fascinating because I was reading a ton of comments as far as like YouTube videos, because I was like watching like news, YouTube videos, you know, like gossip channels and shit. And a lot of people were just like, yo, she's really happy. You know, she's living her best life with that guy. But what I'm seeing is she actually isn't living her best life, you know. 12 relates to Pisces, you know what I mean? Pisces is a sign of depression, of anxiety, of fear. But what I'm getting is an energy of being stuck, not just that, of being unsatisfied. Pisces can be very sort of like not content with their situation. So it's showing me she's not content with that guy she's with. You see what I mean? She wants some excitement in her world with this Knight of Swords. That's why it's kind of just like she welcomes sort of like the drama. You know what I mean? And her husband was kind of like alluding to Diddy being a homosexual and shit. So it's kind of just like, for her, she welcomes it. Like I told you, it's like she wants shit to go down. It's like, yeah, she doesn't need this sort of like issue or drama. But for her, it's exciting. You know what I mean? She's ready for it. She's ready to talk shit. She's ready to give interviews. She's like, yo, put me in the ring. Let's see. What else can I see about this situation? Very fascinating. Obviously, I'm going to be asking questions. How this card kind of like landed on my thumb. I'm going to take it. This honorable horse, though, it's funny because she's in conflict. You know what I mean? She wants to take the honorable route. You know, she's very aware of her image. She's aware of what people say. You know what I mean? This is a show pony. I said that stupid, like I had a Danish accent or some shit. But anyway, she's like a show pony. You know what I mean? She's aware that people like view her and like have opinions and shit. So what's being shown to me is that, yeah, she wants to get messy. You know what I mean? But she's in conflict with that as well. Because it's like, okay, she already made her bed literally with that new guy she's with. I mean, I guess they've been together, I believe, for like 3 years or something, or 4. But it's kind of just like, At the same time, she wants drama. You know what I mean? This is the sort of drama where she wants to appear on like people podcasts and shit and start talking shit, like what went down. But at the same time, for her, she sees herself as a respectable person, so she really doesn't want to do that. You know what I mean? So this is real life, guys. You know, this is real life. This is what the energy is showing me. But I'm curious though, right? How does Young Miami feel about this situation? Because it's kind of like weird, her and Diddy's relationship, and the fact that like he's still basically hung up on the other female. Like, what's going on with her? What can I see about her? Like, what's happening in her world? What's going on with her energies? It's going to be interesting, I'm sure. For her, she wants to move on. I'm going to definitely be real with you guys. She's kind of just like, this is deep as hell, because this is like the Fool card, you know, with the cliff. Cliffs always symbolizes basically a new beginning of some sort. You know what I mean? She wants a new beginning. She wants to leave that situation behind her as far as her and Diddy. You know what I mean? You see this white flag? She's like, yo, dude, I surrender. You know what I mean? This three of, I know it's staffs, but what is it usually called? The Three of Wands. I should just go with the actual name on the card. But yeah, the Three of Wands, the Three of Staffs. It's also about like looking like towards the future. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of just like she's definitely looking towards the future. You see, she has her red flags. You see these two staffs are red. She's kind of just like, oh, okay, I see shit's not legit with this guy. And she's like, yo, I'm ready to throw in the towel. Let's see what else I can see about this situation. This feisty energy, it's her energy is what I'm seeing. This is very deep. She knows the climate. She definitely knows the climate. She knows the climate of how people are perceiving her. She knows the climate as far as this Diddy situation. She's like, am I really getting a good deal out of this situation? It's kind of just like things are simmering, you know what I mean? The temperature is starting to raise. You know, again with this red, I'm getting energy of like a red flag. Again, I'm getting a vibe that she's not content. You know, because if you're content with your situation, you wouldn't be looking like for a new start. You know what I mean? You would be like, it would be like the 10 of Pentacles or some shit. Like, it would be like, how can I have a legacy with this guy? She doesn't necessarily want a legacy because she knows there's not going to be a legacy. At least that's how she feels. Because again, this is her energy. You see this shit? This see you again? This is basically leaving. This is like, okay, bye guys. Like, you know what I mean? Bye dude, see you again. But it's an interesting energy that I'm picking up, right? She can't seem to shake this guy. This isn't like the first time they're kind of like basically not feeling each other, you know what I mean? But it's kind of just like they end up seeing each other again. This is showing me a karmic situation. And again, karmic doesn't mean like the worst thing ever, and it doesn't mean like horrible shit. It's kind of just like when someone's, for the most part, usually like stuck in your life. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like hard to shake them. So again, that's what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? She's just like, she's not feeling it. You know what I mean? She wants a new start. You know, the vibe, she's not feeling the vibe, and she wants to get rid of him. The cards are speaking for itself. You know, she doesn't want to deal with him anymore. Now then, I'm going to ask questions. So I'm curious, right? Did Cassie ever love Diddy? I feel like that's a good question. Let's see. Did Cassie ever love Diddy? This is a deep energy, right? The Force is all about abundance. I'm going to be real with you guys. This was a situation of abundance. This wasn't a situation of love. This was a situation of growth. So no, she didn't even love him. Even while they were together, for her, she wanted that hidden wealth. She wanted transformation. She wanted growth. This wasn't a situation of love. So, I mean, it is what it is. My next question is, did Diddy love Cassie? So, let's see. Let's see. Did Diddy love Cassie? What can we see? Did he love her, or what was going down? This twin flame, it kind of came out funny. Again, the card was sideways. So again, it's kind of like off. What's being shown to me with this contracts and mirroring, I'm getting a mirroring of a karmic situation. She wanted something out of it. He wanted something out of it. And to be honest, I'm going to be real with you guys. For him, he wanted the image. Again, like the card that came out earlier with the body and all of that. For him, it was a situation of image, you know. Same for her. She liked the image of being with him, but it's kind of just like she really wanted the abundance. For him, this isn't necessarily a situation of love. It's kind of just like, it's off, you know, because when the card, again, when it comes out sideways, it means shit is off. So yeah, he kind of feels like she's his twin flame. But again, this is an energy of almost like lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Because to be honest, the whole twin flame situation is like a modern day creation of bullshit. So again, it's showing me nothing but a bullshit situation. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not saying that there's no such thing as soulmates, but what I'm picking up is bullshit. Simple as that. So I mean, let me see. How does Diddy feel about Cassie's husband basically calling him gay and all of that? How does he feel about that shit? Like, that's a good question. All right, let's see. To be honest, this is really deep. He respects it. With this crafty crocodile, you know what I mean? He definitely respects it. He's kind of just like, oh, okay, like this guy, you know what I mean? He's crafty, you know? Like, he's not mad at all, did he? He's not pissed off, you know? You have to understand that this guy, people said all sorts of shit about him. So it's kind of just like, he's not even triggered. For him, he's just like, oh, how you did it was smart. That's like his vibe. He's like, yo, how you did it was crafty, you know? But he's not tripping off that shit. So, I mean, that was pretty much it. It's no point to go any further. We've pretty much got the energy. Guys, definitely tell me what you feel and thought of this reading. You know what I mean? I just breezed right through it, but it was pretty simple. The energies were straightforward. It was nothing complicated or heavy. Thanks again.